Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Myrtle Beach Kia, and I'm checking out a 2018 Kia Sorento in the SXL trim level. So this vehicle has a lot of stuff to show off, so let's go ahead and get started. This Sorento is sitting on 235/55 Michelin tires wrapped around 19-inch chrome alloy wheels. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated disc brakes on the front and solid disc brakes in the back. The name of this color is Snow White Pearl. And we have some direct sunlight so we can check out the pearl coating here. Hopefully it'll pick up on camera. But check out the front end and this grille. This grille has like these little diamonds that appear. Kind of gives you a little bit of an illusion that they're kind of free floating in there. Kind of gives you a digital look, I guess. At least that's what I think of when I see it. Also, you have a camera just below the emblem, and that's part of the 360 camera this vehicle has, which I'll show you when we get on the inside. Really, really handy feature. Fog lights are in a quad reflector housing powered by LEDs. And the headlights are in two projector tubes, and they're powered by HIDs, and they're active bending and auto leveling. So this helps out with keeping the light in the right direction as you're going around curves and over hills. And you have an LED accent there as well. This is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key system, and it's designed to keep in your pocket the whole time. It has a lock and unlock button and the ability to open up the power liftgate and a panic button there. And it has a physical key on the inside as well. But generally, you just keep it in your pocket and you can use the vehicle. It senses the car, senses the key actually. This one also has a separate remote start fob right here as well. Now, as long as I have the key with me, I can walk up. Now you notice the vehicle's locked, and you notice that the side mirrors are folded in. But as I approach the vehicle with the key, it starts to sense the key, and as I get close enough, it greets me by unfolding the side mirrors because it now senses the key close to the door. And I can lock and unlock the doors simply by pushing this button. As long as I have the key, I can do it. Here's the inside of the passenger door, and it's nice looking. Look at there, you have the flat and gloss blacks as well as the lighter tan color, kind of accenting the style. And soft to the touch up here on the top and around your arm here, right here for your armrest, following through all the way here to the front. And you have the contrast stitching, or it's actually just a French design, no contrast, but it is some stitching there. The handle goes all the way through, so you can reach and grab it from the top or the bottom. And you have a pretty significant pocket here on the door. So you get right in here, and then you have a place to put a water bottle, and then it's kind of slanted, so as you put the bottle in, it's in that forward position, so it's easy to get to as you're sitting down. All right, so here's your threshold with the sill plate with the Sorento name. Power seat here for the passenger. Leather trim seats, heated and cooled, with little diamond perforations here on the center portion, and now you have some contrast stitching here. And they're very comfortable seats, especially the heated and cooled part. There's the floorboard, and you see it's very wide, almost no tapering there on the ends. Plenty of room for your legs. I'm going to put all the volumes and measurements in the description, but just to give you an idea what it looks like. And the mat hooks in place too. All right, so we have soft to the touch dash as well, and a lockable glove compartment. And go ahead and open that up, and it's felt lined. Pretty traditional style as far as the glove compartment goes. And check out that sunroof. We'll get into that a little bit more later, but man, that's impressive. Here's the inside of the back door. You can notice it has the same, flat black and gloss black and tan colors, and very similar styling. Soft to the touch up here, as well as here on your armrest. And you have that bottle holder at the bottom as well. 2-stage heated seats back here in the second row anyway. And you have this shade, which you can extend down like so, helping out with the privacy glass. So the back of the vehicle has a privacy glass. But it's easy to see out of. Even reduces the glare. But that shade kind of helps out a little bit more as far as the privacy and also the sun from shining on you. There's the sill plate. Okay, so functionally, this seat is basically a bench seat in a 60-40 split in the bottom portion, but the actual back portion, you can split it with the center portion separate from the backs. So right now I have this folded down to show you, so if you have this long box, you can put it between the two passengers back here while maintaining your passenger space. Kind of slide this back, locks in place. Now we can fold down the armrest with cup holders. And once that portion is locked, it's locked in with that 60 portion on that side. It does have the latch system for car seats. And plenty of leg room, especially considering there's no hump there in the center. It's completely flat all the way across. You have 12-volt power supplies, USB power ports, and a AC 115-volt Edison plug there as well, just like you'd find in your house. And there's pockets in the back of the front seats. Really like the accents here on the seats themselves are accented with the door that kind of flows through with the door. To access the third row, you will have to move the seat, slide it forward, kind of sandwich it as much as you can against the front seat there, and then you can access the third row. And you can see the third row seats are kind of low to the floor, so somebody with long legs would have a little bit of an issue back there for long periods of time. But it does give you the extra capacity back here. Let's check out the profile for a second. You can see it has quite a bit of chrome. You have the chrome handles, the chrome accent there at the very bottom, chrome wheels, and you have the chrome on the roof rails there. Okay, looking at the back. So you have a little shark fin antenna at the top with a little spoiler at the very top extending the roof a little bit. And a third brake light, rear wiper, LED taillights. And there's another camera here. Now there's cameras on the side mirrors as well, but this is part of that whole 360 view system. You also have like a stainless steel or an alloy metallic material here there for the threshold going into the cargo area, and they also have it here at the very bottom. And there's your exhaust tip there on the right side. Parking sensors across the back. Backup cameras right up in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the cargo area. Now, of course, I can walk up, I can push a button under here, or I can use the key. So I just press the button and it'll lift it up. Makes it easy. Here's the underside. Okay, so if you have all the seats occupied with passengers and now everything's filled up, here's your cargo space. So it may seem a little small, but they try to extend it as far as they can. There's a subwoofer right in here, tie downs, 12-volt power supply back here as well. But you do have a little bit more space under here. So just under here, this is your shade, which you can remove, put in when you fold down the third row seats. But there's a little bit of space there. But if you don't have to have all the passenger space, you can simply fold down the seats that you need to fold down while getting some more cargo space while maintaining some passenger space. So right there, I can fold down that seat. I can have a passenger on that side. I can have passengers in a second row. And look how much more cargo space I have. And while we're back here, let's check out some of the things for the third row. There's the rear air conditioning control. Then you have some cup holders there. And here's your seats. All right, so let's fold this one down so we can see how much more we can add. So now we have added a tremendous amount of cargo space. That's probably more than a lot of crossover SUVs would have. We can even add more, and we can do it from back here. We just pull this handle, and we can fold that seat down like so. So now we're even adding more cargo space. So it's real easy to add cargo space if you don't have to have all the passenger space. You can fold all the seats down and have this massive open area. Carry just about anything you need to, as long as you don't need all the passenger space. To lower the power liftgate, you simply push this button and walk away. There's a locking fuel door. Go ahead and unlock it, and it's here on the driver's side. And it has a pretty traditional cap with a little tether and a place to hang it right here. This vehicle has the blind spot detection system, and there's a little indicator there on the side mirror. And so this is a sensor located right back in here in the rear quarter panel, and it can sense vehicles in your blind spot anywhere from the side mirror to 1 car length behind the car. Here on the sides, on either side, both sides, and there's an indicator on both side mirrors. It also serves as a rear cross traffic alert system, where if there's a vehicle coming in from either direction as you're backing out of a parking space, you may not be able to see around the cars next to you, but the sensors are able to pick up those cars and let you know that one's coming. As long as we have the key inside, it can be in our pocket, a bag, or whatever. Put our foot on the brake, push the button to start it. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat, and you can see the floor mat hooks in place in 2 places, and the accelerator and brake pedals have the alloy with the raised rubber grips, and you can see the accelerator pivots there at the bottom, keeping things from sliding underneath it. You also have a large footrest here on the left side, and look at all that leg room. Okay, so let's take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a latch a little bit here to the right of center. You just reach in, move it to the left, and you lift it up a little bit, and it goes the rest of the way by itself. There's the latch right there. All right, so here's the engine compartment, and it has an insulated firewall. Strut towers are braced into the unibody structure of the vehicle. Everything's nice and neat. There's the battery, that's easy to get to, has insulation around it as well. 3.3 gasoline direct injection, 3.3 V6, 6-cylinder engine, paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. You can see a little bit up here. Cover kind of blocks up some of the view, but you can actually see a little bit here in the front. So it's a front-wheel drive vehicle, so the engine is this way. So you have 3 cylinders here, 3 cylinders on that side, and then you have the transmission back here in this back portion. Here's the inside of the driver's side door. Now it's just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. All the windows, power windows, are automatic, 1 touch. Isn't that nice? 1 touch down, 1 touch up. I just want to point out something here and get it to stop right here. This is a laminated glass, so you have 2 panes of glass with an acoustic material here on the inside. See if it'll focus in for you. But yeah, right in there you can see there's 2 panes of glass, acoustic material on the inside. It keeps the sound, makes it a stronger glass, and the structure, the structure of the door a little bit more solid. But also the noise vibrating the outside glass tries to minimize that as far as it getting into the vehicle. So you have your door lock controls, your side mirror adjusters are here. Just pick a side and you use this little pad. And you can automatically have the side mirrors fold in by pushing the button, like so. You can turn that off, or you can have it automatically, like I showed you with the key. As you walk up, it'll unfold and it'll refold as you lock the doors. There's 2 presets for your power seat here for your driver. And check it out, the driver has a lot more controls for their power seat. They have a thigh extender here, so we can extend that out. Move it back in. And then we have a 4-way lumbar adjustment down in here too. So we can go up and down and in and out, just kind of get it that perfect spot as you're driving. So right in here, there's your fuel door, power lift gate, interior gauges. There's your dimmer switch, blind spot monitor you can turn on or off, your lane departure warning system you can turn on and off here. Then you can turn on and off that AC power adapter back in the back, of the console for the second row passengers. And then there's traction control, you can turn that off if you need to. It's default on though. And tilt and telescoping steering column. You can get it right where you want it and you lock it in place. Okay, let's take a look here on the inside. And really nice looking dashboard with the gloss and then the matte. You have the gloss black over here, and then you have this matte metallic accents here in the center. Just a really nice looking dashboard. Contrast stitching in the French design with a soft to the touch dash, and just really nice. Okay, so the legroom. I have the seat a little bit further back than what I would normally drive at, but it does have plenty of legroom. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm able to put my legs completely straight out. The knee room is definitely good. So let's go ahead and start here on the steering wheel. And it's a leather wrap steering wheel, except for this top portion. This is a heated steering wheel, by the way, too. So you have this kind of like an ebony gloss black. I guess it's similar to like, you know, like wood. Some vehicles have like a wood portion up here, so I guess it's similar to that, but it just really looks nice. And it kind of has this grippy, it's shiny and it's smooth, but it's not slippery, so it's not like you're gonna lose your grip. It's actually more grippy than down here actually. So, and this is a soft to the touch, cushy steering wheel with a good thickness. Okay, so here on the right side, your cruise control. So it's not a regular, just our everyday cruise control. It has the adaptive cruise control. So as once it's turned on, you can adjust the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. And you're able to resume and set going up and down here, and then cancel, and you turn it on, and there's your distance. These buttons right here correspond with the screen between the gauges, which we'll get to in just a minute. Here on the left side, you have your volume for your radio, change through your presets on your radio, voice recognition, change through your mode, so that's your AM, FM, like your audio source, and then you have the ability to answer and hang up on calls using your Bluetooth system once you pair your cell phone. So there's your windshield wiper controls for your front and rear, and on the left side is your turn signal, but it also has your headlight controls. So you have off, automatic parking headlights like so, and you have your fog lights right here, and you can control it in the back or the front. It kind of extends out through the back as well. Okay, so here's your gauges. Very simple. You have your RPMs there on the left side, speedometer there on the center, and on the right side your engine coolant temperature and your fuel gauge. You'll notice the fuel gauge is quite low. It's actually going to the gas station as soon as I'm finished, so they're kind of waiting on me. But right in here, but inside the speedometer, is a little screen so you can get some more information. So using these buttons right here, so you have the pages button and then a selection, and then you push the button on the end, right on the inside, to make it the selection. So these two buttons here. So right now I'm going to push the pages button. You can see at the top has these little tabs, these little icons. So right there's the first one. That's kind of like a vehicle information screen. I'm going to scroll through that so you can see what information is in that one. Going to the next one, this is your navigation. Now the navigation hasn't been set up in this vehicle yet. It's new to the the lot. It hasn't had all that stuff installed yet, but it will show up there. Then your cruise control and your lane departure warning system would show up here. Whatever your radio is doing will show up here. Messages, this is where it kind of shows different messages. Information is regarding that. User settings, bunch of different settings here. Just kind of scroll through to show you the different main options. And it scrolls back to the original information screen. You also have an outside temperature and your odometer there as well. So it's real easy to kind of get some more information there when you need it. Okay, so checking out this area here, center stack. So we have this whole portion here in the center. The top portion starts off with a CD player in a 2018. That's pretty interesting. But some people will use CDs. They have a lot of them laying around, so they still use them. And here's a little touch screen with the physical buttons on the outside, make it a little bit easier. So you can use a screen to find stuff, or you have these quick shortcut buttons. Has a traditional volume and tune through the stations knobs. People are pretty familiar with those. Okay, so let's start right here. Radio. See what the radio screen looks like. You have your presets here on the inside, and then you can change your audio source, AM, FM, satellite radio, and your information as far as what's playing. Then you have this home screen, which is a split between your climate control, your radio, and then you can have some presets, so little buttons here, quick access buttons there. Let's go to the next one, media. There's no media files available. If there was something plugged into the USB or the whatever, like the CD player or something, or the Bluetooth, it'll show up when you push media. But let's go ahead and go into, while we're here, into the climate control. So the climate control has physical buttons down here, but it has this representation up here on what's going on. So if I change the fan speed, it will let me know that, and then if I change the temperature, it's going to let me know that up here on the screen. UVO, so this is some more information as far as roadside assistance, vehicle diagnostics, things that are specific for your Kia. Seeks through your tracks, your map. It's not going to show up right now. Map and Navi are disabled. If I push that, it's just going to let me know that the SD card hasn't been installed yet. Same thing with your phone. Once you pair your phone, you have access to your recent calls, your phone book, all that stuff, in order to send and receive calls using your wireless signal. You can get some information right here. So Pandora, SoundHound, different features that you can use. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto as well in here. You just have to plug in your phone and keep it plugged in, and it'll use the software from the phone and install the appropriate software here. And then when you go into your setup, this is the different options that you can choose and adjust in all your different settings. And of course you see your clock is there all the time, and you also have the date. Okay, so the climate control has the dual zone up here, driver and passenger. Now you can sync both of them by pushing this button. Now both of them will have the same temperature as I change it. But if I start changing this one, it unsyncs it, and then that way they can have their own temperature and all that. Fan speed. Mode, that's where you want the air to blow, so I can change it. So as I push it, it's going to cycle through and go to the appropriate one, just rest on the one that I want. And then they have the front and rear defrosters there, four-way flashers, and then you have your heated and ventilated seats. So you have a 3-stage on all this, except for the heated steering wheel. So 3-stage for the cooled seat, ventilated seat, same thing basically, and then your heated seat, same thing for your passenger. Okay, so gloss black, looking nice. Let's move this up out of the way. This is where you'll find two 12-volt power supplies, as well as an auxiliary input and USB input. And a pretty good sized storage pocket there as well. Okay, so here's your shifter. So it's like a leather material, has the gloss black here and then the metallic accent on that side, and the rest is kind of like a leather or synthetic leather material. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. Once we do this, it's going to pop up here. So the backup camera pops up here, but this whole surround view camera system activates as well. So it gives us a a picture of around the vehicle, and it uses 4 cameras, 2 on the side mirrors, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, to give us this view. And it kind of just, you know, corrects for a little bit of distortion, but it gives us a view, so as we're driving slow, we can really pay close attention to what's around the car, in addition to the backup camera. We can also look just at the backup camera by pushing that button, or we can look at one side. So you still have the backup camera, but now we're looking at this back more focused view. Same thing on the passenger side. So as we back up, we can kind of really pay close attention to the curb or something like that. Now if I put the vehicle in drive, it's going to give us a front view. So now we're looking in front of the vehicle. So as I go forward, we can see what's going on, and we still have that surround view camera system activated. We can get more details here by pushing that. It gives us just the front view, the front left view. So right here is the front tire. So as I turn the steering wheel, you'll see the tire kind of pop out there. So as we're getting close to a curb or something, we can really pay a close attention to where we're going and get really close to things. Same thing here on the passenger side. As I turn the steering wheel, you can see that tire pops out, and pay close attention to that individual tire. So whether we're going forward or back, we can really get a good view all around the vehicle. All right. So now the drive mode is here. It's a normal drive mode. We can always put it in manual mode by sliding it to the left and manually cycle through the 6 gear ratios like a ratchet shifter if we choose. We can change the drive mode here. So push it one time as Eco, Sport, and then back to normal, and it'll show you what you're in right here up here. So as I push it, Eco, Sport, and then normal. Electronic parking brake. Lift it up, it engages the brake. Push it down to release it. Now to release it, I do have to hold push in the actual brake here to release it. Parking sensors, we can turn those on or off if we need to. And the same thing with that camera system, we can turn that off. So if we're driving forward, we don't want the camera system to pop up every time we put it in drive, we can turn that feature off. It also has an auto hold feature. So as we come to a stop sign or a stoplight for an extended period of time, it will hold the vehicle still, even with the vehicle in drive, and I can let go my foot off of the brake, and that way it will not roll forward until I put my foot on the accelerator and start to go. Then I'll release the vehicle and allow you to go. Storage pocket right in there. So here's your armrest, and it's nice and soft, has the stitching on the sides, and it's probably big enough to share with the passenger. This lifts up, have little clips on the underside, and this little tray is removable. Nice big tray too. It has a rubber lining, and look how big this compartment is. It has a USB charging port, so this is not for your radio, this is just to charge a device. Getting wires in and out of the compartment, it looks like there's no spot, but there's actually a spot right here, just around this little latch. On the right and left of it, if you close it down, there is a little pass-through spot right there and there. So you can pass your wires into there and go ahead and charge your cell phone without pinching the wires. It has an auto-dim rear view mirror, and it's actually auto-dimming now because I have the shade over the light sensor here. And you have your home link controls. And you can turn the auto dim feature on and off right here. You have a place to put your sunglasses or glasses up in here, and it's got a very thick felt lining, like a really thick, like a pool table felt, but very, very thick cushion. And you can turn on all your interior lights, individual little lights up here. You can turn them on when you open up the door. You can have that feature on right there. And this is for your panoramic sunroof. We'll get to that in just a minute. There's your visor, and it has a big mirror, pretty good size, and a little light that turns on as you open it up. It also has the ability to extend out, so you can extend it out and get the right position that we need. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so let's look at this huge sunroof. So the button's right here, and it's a shade, and the shade covers 100% of the light, so there's no light coming through right now, which is really nice. So sometimes you just don't want to be in indirect sunlight. So let's go ahead and push it one time, allow it to go back, and I push it a little bit hard. So if you push it gently, it'll just do the shade, but if you push it a little bit harder, it moves the shade back and it opens it up. So let's push that. Okay, so that's as far as it goes back. And so let's go there. Move that forward. And we can tilt it up, like so. The back portion is fixed, and this is the only portion that moves here. And we can move the shade forward. Okay, so let's look at the visibility in the back. So I have all the headrests, all the seats in place, so you can see as far as the visibility. There's lots of glass, but there is also a lot of obstacles too. But of course, a blind spot, rear cross traffic alert, the camera system, parking sensors, all kinds of things to help out with navigating, changing lanes, and also, backing this vehicle up. Because once you get passengers in here, it's going to, obstruct some of your visibility anyway. So all the technology really helps out with that. All right. Okay, so there you have it. 2018 Kia Sorento, loaded up with a lot of cool features. Thank you for watching, and thank you to Myrtle Beach Kia here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I'll see you guys next time.